Hi, my name is Danny, I'm 21 years old, and in the last few months I've traveled to over 10 countries and documented that through video. And usually at the end of the year I sit down and write on a piece of paper on how the year went and what I want to do next year. But this year I want to do something different, and that you're gonna see at the end of this video. For now, let's take a look back. 5 months ago I left home to travel the world, and this is what happened since then.
Running out for love, you were there with open arms when I thought love was a lost art. When I thought love was a lost
Oh, so you're still here. That means that you're not here just for the highlights, but for the real story. And the real story is that I dedicated many years to make the idea that I had a reality. I committed to live out of a suitcase for the next year of my life, to see the world. And when you're busy, time passes really quickly. And on the 9th August, it was already time to leave. This is like the beginning of something very big. As you see, I'm super excited. This is something that I've been working up to for months. It's gonna be a trip. Some people are talking like when they're young, I wanna do that and I wanna do this. And then when you get like 60, 70, you look back at your life and you say like, oh, I wish I would have done that. And I really feel right now that I'm doing this specific one thing, that when I'm gonna be old, I'm gonna say, I did it.
I just do my thing.
So that my dog is already there, and I'm surprised how he's gonna react. Mikey, Mikey! So the first stop of the trip was actually a way of coming home. This is my brother, and this is his now wife. They married this year when we were in Ukraine. And this is Ukraine. This is where we spent the first 3-4 weeks of our trip.
I got you, you got me, and we don't know where else we got no.
Fascinating historical sites, great opportunities to eat, great weather. That was it. We got together, we went to 3 different cities, and now I've experienced Ukraine from a different side that I haven't seen before.
We got no others to make us stand.
I need a louder beat. Fast and loud, like. Getting on the internet and checking on your hit, get on. Pip shop and start walking, a little bit of Cosby, a little bit of Rocky, somewhere between like.
I know so much about.
Right after that, we went to Poland, and there I learned that you should never leave home with dead phone battery to go to the other part of town to a gym. I got lost in the middle of nowhere. This is the street that I need to be at, and as you see, there's no one on here. Haven't been killed yet. A few very, very cold days in Stockholm, Sweden.
Living my own LA story, living it up till the morning.
I'm not trying to show you love and affection. I'm trying to live the life a kid always expected.
So, we just landed in California, in Los Angeles, sitting right in there. We have already a Walmart back there, and this is probably the first thing we're gonna do. This is her first time at Walmart. So it's gonna be German girl, first time at Walmart. You want one?
Yes!
Oh, an avocado!
Thanks! The avocado! Thanks!
Trying to figure out just who we are.
Los Angeles, California, the city of broken dreams and promises. I feel like at our age, everybody wants to go there with a promise. Maybe it's the brainwash of the media. but for some reason we also wanted to go there. And during the time I learned that there is always a way to make the things happen that you want to happen, even if that means living for a week in an extremely small room with just one bed. Oh, this is our room. Nice. Small.
Yeah, we showed them we were right. Would it take my hand tonight? We can stay up all night. Yeah, we showed them we were right. Would it take my hand tonight? Would it take my hand tonight? Wearing cheap perfume.
After spending around a week in Los Angeles, we went to San Francisco, and I gotta say that during all this time I enjoyed the simple things the most, like going grocery shopping together, going to the gym, cooking, just seeing the sights, absorbing the vibe, living simple. Wearing the same stuff as almost every day, just a basic shirt, jeans.
We can stay young together. We can go on forever. We can tell them that we just.
So a few years ago I did a high school exchange in Ohio, and this is the first time ever coming back. So basically we went from the desert, Las Vegas, to autumn in Ohio where the leaves were already dropping. She didn't expect it to be like this calm and this, like, you know, landly. There's yeah, it's like not a city, it's like village.
I'll admit it, I'm a misfit, and I never really fit in with the rich clique, cause they're buying all the tables at the nightclub, and that's the only time they're getting fucked. Duh, will I feel bad? Will I miss this?
Pretty good. It's nice to see you again. Always come back and say hi. It's time for the city that never sleeps.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today.
We're now at the Times Square here, and what I noticed a few weeks ago is that a good friend of mine that I used to go to school with is right now in New York as well.
Anywhere it's up to you, New York.
Okay, so from New York City we catch the cheapest flight going to Singapore. We wanted to go to Southeast Asia, and that happened to be going through Edinburgh. Stayed there for a few days, so we went from Edinburgh to London, catch the flight there. And you can imagine, as a Western guy, first time ever going to Asia, I was expecting something different, and I was extremely blown away by Singapore. It was extremely clean, everybody spoke English, they had impressive buildings, huge malls, everything was very innovative, and they are far ahead of what I thought. Entering Thailand was really an eye-opening experience. Like, on the one side we were able to stay at amazing places right by the beach for very little money, and we also got to experience probably the coolest restaurants that we ever have been before, also for very little money. But without a doubt, the most impressive thing was the nature. Never before I've seen such blue waters, very empty, lonely beaches, but also very packed beaches. And at this time I also started to put in a lot more work into my videos. Also the views on YouTube started to go up, started to really immerse myself into the process of filming and editing videos. And what you see right now here was the results. Got on top of this mini little brick, the island. And at this time I also got into kind of a love-hate with motorbikes in Thailand. Probably every second story that I would tell from this trip would in some way involve a motorbike. as you see, we got there in a little motorbike accident. Don't worry, everything's fine with one of the monkeys is jumping in front of here, and then he's like, you know, putting his like claw into my belongings. Overall, I just gotta say, the past 5 months seemed more to me like 5 years, and there would be just too many stories to tell, but a few more I need to though. I was learning how to do a handstand in Thailand. Kind of. I was walking on water in Kuala Lumpur. Kind of. We were swimming in the infinity pool on the highest building in town. Oh, kind of the highest building. And we were taking public transportation in Thailand, which was operated by a ninja. We took a night train, a sleeping train. I really fell asleep. There are just too many stories to tell, and I'm still on the road for many months, and there is so much more to come. This is just the beginning, so make sure to subscribe. Okay, so that was it. That was the video. I hope you enjoyed it, but now let's get to the more important part, because I don't want this video to be just about me, my story, some flashy pictures. I want it to be a little bit more than that. And I want to give some perspective to the story, which is I live my life according to this idea of traveling the world, seeing so many different places for the past 3-4 years. And that meant saving up money every month. That meant waking up at 5 AM to go to the gym, to still have time to work, to go to school, to study, all of that good stuff. I was going on a few short trips here and there, but therefore I learned how to get extremely cheap flights, how to find ways to make travel more inexpensive, how to find ways to maybe make some money while you do it. And all of that took me a few years, but I had this idea like 2-3 years ago to live this specific life that I was living for the past few months. And I see so many people talking about motivation, having a dream. They have like this outrageous ideas of becoming rich and being super famous. And it's okay to be that. It's kind of like our generation right now. This is our theme, the millennials, the people who live their dreams, the special snowflake. What I want to say right now is, what I want to maybe introduce to you is the 2 to 3 years principle. Imagine how your life could be in the most epic, best way possible, realistically possible. You're probably not gonna fly to the moon, you're probably not gonna become a millionaire, but from your situation right now, if you're able to watch this video, it might be possible that you could live the life that I was living, kind of similar in your own way. But what you need to do is you need to reverse engineer. You need to look at this situation that you, not somebody else, you want to be at, and look back from there the steps that you need to take. How much money would you need to save up every month? What type of people would you need to meet? What type of information do you need to learn? Like, I was taking all these flights and I paid pretty much as people paid just to get to Australia from Europe, or just to get to the US, just because I gained up the knowledge to do so. And this is also what I talk about in my videos. And for that reason, I want to do this here again. I want to look at my life and I want to see where I can take it 1, 2, maybe 3 years from now. And let me make a public commitment. I want to take this YouTube channel, which I put in a lot of work in the last few months. I want to take it from right now like 5,000 something subscribers, which actually just grew in like the past 3 months. I went from a few hundred to now 5,600 something subscribers. I want to take that until the end of 2018 to at least 50,000 subscribers, of which I want to have 30,000 20,000 by the end of June, because the beginning is always harder. I'm still taking a realistic approach. It could be a lot more. I'm gonna work for it that it's gonna be a lot more, but that's right now the realistical goals, and I'm gonna reverse engineer from there and see what I need to do to get there. And also, by the end of 2019, I want to be in a position to work from wherever I am, to work on my passions, not only YouTube, but also the things that I like to do from the side of it. And one of my big goals is to spend around 3 months in New York City, in Manhattan. I love the city. So by the end of 2019, I want to be in a position to do so. And you know what? I was really afraid to make that commitment, and I am kind of afraid of doing it so publicly, but I'm still gonna do it. I believe it's gonna push me even more to do it. And I believe that one of the best ways to make your life the way you want it to be it traveling the world, be any specific lifestyle that you want to have, I believe the best way to achieve it is to look up to people who have already done it, or to watch people who are currently doing it and are ahead of you. And I've followed a lot of people who really helped me along this journey, and I maybe want to be this specific one person for somebody else who can show you that specific things are possible, that it's not this unrealistical thing. Because 2-3 years ago I thought, I would never thought that I would be doing this right now. This was a dream, this was an idea, and right now I'm in the same situation again. If you're maybe older, you might think like, hey, what do you know about life? Like, is that it? And this is not a success story. This is not an end story. This is not the finish line. This is the beginning. This is just me, again. A guy looking at his life and saying that I want to live it in a different way. Not because I don't like it right now, I love it, but I'm saying I want it to develop. And 2-3 years from now, I could be somewhere absolutely different. And this is the starting point. Turning the clock back. Looking at my life, where it could be 2-3 years from now. And now it's time to take action. Together. Let's go.
Miles running